Hi friends, this is me Cleta Laurencio, and today's topic, what I'm going to talk about is a tort and other form of a legal wrong. Now what are the contents of a tort? First one, we'll talk about the special features. Second is the tort and the contract. Third, torts and the breach of trust. Fourth, torts and crime, torts and the restitution. Now, first let us talk about the special features. So now what are the special features? A tort is a type of a wrongdoing which law provides a remedy. Okay, when a person does any wrong, where the law is the one where it provides a remedy for the wrongdoing. Secondly, is an unliquidated damages. So whatever damages are being used is considered to be an unliquidated damages. Then the hallmark of the tortious liability. Now, let's talk about the Roger case, Roger versus Rajendra Dutt, 1860. Here, the Act complaint of should under the circumstances be legally wrongfully as regarded the party complaining that must be prejudicially affect him in some legal right. An act that will merely harm his interest is not sufficient. Now, let us talk about the tort and the contract. When we talk about the tort, it is different from the breach of contract. The law of tort and the law of contract both provide for unliquidated damages where the tort or the breach of the contract has been committed. In the tort, liability where it arises out of the contract, equality step in and torts where it takes over the liability. Now, a tort is a violation of a right in rem. So, where a person's right is violated. Now, for example, a person is trespassing into the property of somebody else which doesn't belong to him, where it is a violation of our owner's right when an unknown person trespasses into his property. A breach of a contract where the breach is said to be immaterial. So whenever the breach of the contract takes place, there is an immaterial. It is considered to be violation. In the main form, it can also be a breach of contract. A general damages are in the main form of a compensation. So whenever the breach of contract is being committed, the breach form is a compensation where the person has to pay a compensation. Now, while the law of tort aim to prevent losses, the law of contract aims to ensure the promises are made under the contract are fulfilled. Okay, so while the law of tort aim to prevent losses, so whenever the law of tort comes into picture, it prevents losses. When it comes to the law of contract, it aims to ensure the promises. So the contract is a piece of a paper where there are promises which are being made, and where in that promises and where the contract, where the clauses are given, where it is ensured that it should be fulfilled. Now, the same act may amount to the tort of the breach of the contract. Now, this is a case, it is an English contract law case concerning remoteness of damages. The House of Law held that remoteness as a limit of liability is in contract more restrictive than the torts. Now, torts and the breach of trust. Trust, like the contract, are normally created by agreement with the trustee or the trustees. So, when the contract is made, where there is an agreement, where there is a trustworthy people, so the person have to have a trust over another party that this contract can be eligible. A breach of a trust is a violation of any duty which a trustee owes his beneficiary. The action for the breach of trust is a limited in a scope. Tort and the crime. Infringement or privation of a private of the individual. Wrongdoer has to compensate the injured party. In tort, action is brought to the injured party. In crime, proceedings are conducted. Torts and the restitution. Restitution or unjust enrichment which fulfills and expands the role once played by the law of the quasi contract. Now, this is a case Kavita Terban versus Balsara Hygiene Products Limited, All India Report, where the jurisdiction to make the restitution is inherent in every court and will be exercised whenever the justice of the case is demanded. It will be exercised under the inherent power. Thoughts and the moral wrong. Now, what are the thoughts and the moral wrong? Now, tort is a breach of a legal duty and not a breach of wholly moral obligation. But entire law of the tort is found and structured on the morality that no one has the right to be injured or harmed. Now, in this case, Jai Lakshmi Salt Work Limited versus State of Gujarat. Now, here, this case, it depends on the act of God. So, here what the learned judge have said, the learned judge overturned the judgment of trial court and held that loss suffered was not due to the act of God. Thank you guys. Please do like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.